Good morning, sports fans, guys. It's time to break down the overlay NBA slate. Let's get back into that money after falling a game short yesterday. Not quite as predictable as the day before, but I do like the NBA playoff slates on these ones so far.
Yeah, let's get it, man. Time to crush.
All right. Okay, so I feel like we talked about this one the other day, Harden versus Giannis, and I think we both went with Harden. But today I got Giannis right here. This is the more desperate team.
It is the more desperate team, so I'll go with Giannis, but it's close.
I mean, these guys are awesome, right? Like, I think we kind of said the same thing when we get to these every single day. I'm never excited about picking this.
For sure.
All right, LeBron versus Lillard. Well, this one I am excited about. Give me LeBron.
Yeah, all day.
All right, Nurkic versus Vooch. Vooch was incredible game one, and he's actually been shooting the ball. His jump shots the last two games have fallen at an incredible rate. That won't come up forever. And I think Milwaukee plays a lot better defensively today. But I still think I like Vooch a little better than Nurk.
Same.
All right. Butler versus Warren. I mean, I like TJ Warren in the bubble, but give me Jimmy Butler all day.
Yeah, give me Butler also.
Especially if Depot plays.
Mm-hmm.
Paul over McCollum. I think we'll agree on that one.
We will.
Okay. Brogdon versus Miles Turner. Brogdon.
I love this one. I really like Brogdon today.
All right. Gallo versus Alexander. I like Gallo by a decent amount in this one.
Same.
All right. I might enter today's slate a couple times because I am liking some of these. Dragic versus Covington. Give me Dragic.
Yeah, it's Dragic too.
Adams versus Melo. Definitely give me Adams.
Same.
Trent Jr. versus Evan Fournier.
Definitely give me Fournier.
Yeah, he had a bad game versus Milwaukee the other day, but at the end of the game, hit a couple of big threes that'll hopefully skyrocket him for at least for. Well, I hope it doesn't because I need the Bucks to win this game. But from a DFS perspective, yes, I like Fournier better.
They just didn't need him. Bizarre that they didn't even need his offense to roll Milwaukee. Weird.
Milwaukee's defense, which has been something that they've been able to rest their hat on the last couple of years, has not looked good since the bubble started. It just hasn't. They're not communicating as a team. They're late. Middleton looks old and slow. Does not look good.
No, it does not.
All right, Lopez versus Whiteside. All right, so Lopez is obviously very low on my list of players I like right now. Cost me a lot of money the other day. I'm still going to go with him right here, though. I think he plays better today.
Yeah, I like the idea of going right back to Lopez today.
All right, PJ Tuck or Daniel House. I feel like I have to look at last game on this one.
I'm going to go Tucker because I think that he's got to play just like basically every minute.
Danny Green versus Caldwell Pope. So is the question here, because you lose point on missed shots, which person can actually get positive numbers?
Yeah, I'm going to go Danny Green, but man, these guys both really struggled.
Yeah, this is what I hate is at the end of the year, I mean, not like LeBron played great game one. He had a great DFS day, but I don't think he was great real-life basketball-wise. But I forget who said it. Like, he could have had 25 assists if Danny Green or Caldwell Pope could even hit the rim.
Yes. LeBron did not play like an amazing LeBron-type game. Stat-wise, he filled it up. He just didn't necessarily make a ton of plays in the fourth quarter. And the fact that he still put up a triple-double is pretty remarkable.
Austin Rivers versus Ben McLemore. This is one that will be at the bottom of my list of people of ones to choose. Because with Eric Gordon back now, this affects both of these guys a ton. Not what I'm really trying to go after, but I guess McLemore.
For me, it'd be Rivers, but I'm with you all around.
All right, Jeff Green versus Olynyk. Jeff Green.
Easy.
Terrence Ross versus Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon.
It definitely changes if Aaron Gordon's out. Then I probably wouldn't pick him, but I do like Eric Gordon more.
Okay. Speaking of Aaron Gordon versus Chris Middleton. Middleton, because I can't imagine that Gordon can go out and play 40 minutes today.
Agreed.
Baisley versus Nunn. Baisley. Nunn didn't even play last game, so this one probably won't even be on the board.
Yeah, Baisley.
Duncan Robinson versus Aaron Holiday. So it was interesting last game. Depot left after 9 minutes after getting poked in the eye, and Aaron Holiday still hardly played. Sumner got the significant run. So that was weird to me. I don't know what your thoughts on that were.
Yeah, it was weird, but also like Sumner's pretty good, right? Like I feel like they already have like what Aaron Holiday does. They already have guys like Brogdon and McConnell that do that. As far as Sumner goes, like he's obviously still very raw, but he can create his own shot a little bit.
Give me Duncan Robinson. Did not shoot the ball great last game. Maybe that was just a starting off point for him.
Same.
All right, Caruso versus DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo did not have a big run last game. They went really heavy with George Hill. Caruso played terrible, but at least he was out there a lot. So I don't want to pick this one because I could definitely see DiVincenzo, who's a quality defender, playing more minutes today. Um, I do not have a good feeling about this one.
Yeah, this is one I definitely would not pick.
All right,
I lean DiVincenzo, but that's all it is. Only
all right. McConnell versus Hazonia. If Depot plays, give me Super Mario.
Sam, but if he's out, give me McConnell.
Agreed. All right, and then JaVale versus Dwight.
I mean, they're not the same player, but then they're in the exact same spot. They play the same position. It's always hard with these ones. Like, who's going to pick up two quick fouls?
Well, watching Howard play, I assume he always picks up two quick fouls.
This is true.
Uh, I still think he's got something in him when he plays, but he plays like 12 minutes a game and picks up 5 fouls in those 12 minutes every single time.
He is better than McGee, but I trust McGee to play more. Do you agree?
Yes, I do. So
Oh.
it's not what I'm lining up to pick because there's plenty of them I like today. So this is one at the bottom.
He fouls too much. He's definitely like he's just girthier. He's bigger. He's more aggressive than McGee, but McGee can stay on the court. So I'll take McGee, but I don't love it.
And Howard's been a star before, right? Like McGee's
Yes.
never been a star. McGee's gotten better as he's gotten older, where Howard is just, not the guy he was 10 years ago.
Yeah, Howard was like, up there with like top 5 player in the NBA. I mean, he beat LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals to make the finals.
Yeah, that was an interesting team they set up around him. Just lining up 3-point shooters around Dwight Howard. It's I don't know if I would ever have called him a superstar.
Okay.
But he was definitely a star. And he used to be a great defensive player as well.
I think that's a good, so I don't disagree with you. I think he was a superstar, but he never, it faded quickly. Like, it was only for a little bit of time, and he never, progressed into what everyone thought he would be.
Yeah. That's an interesting one because that's where you get into that debate that people have been having about Damian Lillard lately. Is he a superstar? Well, that's subjective. What's the definition of superstar?
I do view how good Howard was then to how good Damian Lillard is now. Do you agree?
Yeah, they're just so different that it's hard to equate the two of them, but I don't disagree.
It's very hard because also, man, that was 10 years ago now.
It's been a hot minute.
So
I mean, LeBron's been to Miami, back to Cleveland, and now on to LA since that happened.
Yes. That team was very interesting, with Rashard Lewis, Turkoglu, all those guys just spread around.
Turkoglu, I have not heard that name in a hot minute.
It's funny because, was Dwight Howard a superstar? He was never on the same level as LeBron or those guys, but he was right on the next level when he was that good.
And he wasn't a great offensive player. He was an excellent defensive player. I mean, he was good at the putbacks, and he could get his own down there in the block, but he wasn't beating you off the dribble or anything like that. When I think of big men or superstars, you think Shaq and Hakeem.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think that if he had stayed that course for 4 more years, then maybe he would have been a superstar. But he really fell off hard. Whenever he
couldn't shoot free throws at all either.
Yeah, whenever he changed teams too, a lot of his mental, I think, got challenged.
Yeah, because outside of his time in Orlando, you wouldn't call anything that he's done superstar.
No, that's the only time that I would even say he's a star, right?
Yeah, I mean, because he went Orlando, then he did the year in LA, right?
Which was a big disappointment. Big disappointment in Houston. He's been all over. The only time he would even be considered a star, I think, is in Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando, LA, Houston, Washington, Charlotte, back to LA.
Atlanta. I forgot about Washington. Yeah, he's been all over, man. And a bunch of those places, he wasn't even getting good run at all.
And the other thing, why did he not work in LA? Because he was the antithesis of what Kobe Bryant liked, right? Kobe Bryant, never been my favorite player or anything like that, but, you got to respect the man's work ethic more than anything, right? Kobe put in the work. Howard didn't seem to want to be that guy.
Even in Houston, I think Howard fell down big time in Houston because I can't remember. Wasn't it Harden and Howard? Like, weren't they supposed to be amazing? And Howard was not very good.
Yeah, man, I'd have to look some of this stuff up. It's going through
His,
Dwight Howard's career is a bit of a
this is the
lot of things
stuff.
to remember.
This is the stuff I missed so much during quarantine. Not even necessarily like the daily stuff, which obviously I love, but just like these combos, you know?
Dwight Howard, the life and times of Dwight Howard. We'll have to go
Right?
out to put together a documentary
Yeah, seriously.
with all of our tech skills. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Click the thumbs up button. Go get your money in overlaydfs.com. We'll talk to you guys for Night Baseball in a couple hours.
Thanks, guys.